Alicia Mun from the Young News Network, and today it's really all about food as I'm at the house of the Hungry Hog, an online food business. So what's interesting about the Hungry Hog is that their menu is all about pork, pork, pork and nothing else but pork, using the good old-fashioned way of making natural homemade food. The Hungry Hog strives to produce simple grub that warms up your belly and makes you happy. So let's meet the person behind this unique concept. Hi Yeng Yee.
Hello, hi.
So tell us a little bit about yourself and how the idea of the Hungry Hog started off.
Right. So how it started off basically, well, I'm an engineer by training and profession to start with. How this started was when I came back from the UK. I did a stint in UK for about 2 years. When I came back, I had the idea of starting a food business, but I was looking something for a low cost. I was looking for a low cost model and something a bit different, something that no one has done before. So, and also food that I like to eat. So what I thought was roast pork. Everybody loves roast pork, and I thought maybe I could do it online because I was holding a regular job. And so I started fiddling with the recipes and started selling it to my friends, and I started a blog, and that's really how it came about.
Okay, so Yeng Yee, today you're going to demonstrate to us how to make one of your roast pork bellies, right?
Yes, that's right. So I'm going to start off with saying that first of all, you need to get a fairly nice piece of meat from your butcher. Pork belly would be the best. And how do you know if it's a nice piece of meat? You can tell from the lining here. It should have few layers of fat and meat interlaced, so that will give a good flavor and keeps the meat juicy and moist when you cook it. And you want to get the meat fairly flat, like this. Sometimes when you get meat from the butcher, you might have extra pieces of meat here. Just cut it away, make it flat, so that when you roast it, the skin is all nice and flat. Otherwise it cooks unevenly. So how I normally marinate my pork before roasting is, I do this the night before, right? What you want to do is make a few cuts on the underside of the pork. Not too deep, but just enough so that the marinade can go into the pork and give it more flavor. If you cut in too deep, the meat will dry out and it won't be nice to eat. How do I marinate the pork? You can do this with a blender if you are making a large amount, but I'm just going to use a pestle and mortar. Right, ingredients, very simple. A couple of pieces of garlic, sugar, 5 spice powder, and some salt. Firstly, crack the garlic, get rid of the skin. Very simple. You want to mash this into a sort of a paste. So how you do it is, you can either put salt or the sugar in. What it does is, it's a bit abrasive, so it helps to mash the garlic into a paste. So now you see it's a bit of a paste right now, and what you want to do is put the rest of the ingredients in. You're going to mix that around for a bit into a paste. Scoop it up and slather it on the pork. And just rub it all over the pork. And all those slits that we made just now. So the trick is to not put too much seasoning. That's the whole secret of it. You don't want it too salty, and you don't want it under-salted. What you do now is flip it over, more salt, and you want to put about a tablespoon or so onto the skin itself, and you rub it all over the skin. What this does is, when you put your pork into the fridge overnight, it helps the skin to dry out, and it's very important for the skin to dry out to get nice crispy crackling. Usually this goes into the fridge for at least 7 to 8 hours, preferably overnight, about 12 hours or so. So what I'm going to do now is, instead of putting it in the fridge, we're just going to pop this into the oven for about, say, an hour or so. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to transfer this into a wire rack. So the reason you need a wire rack is that you allow the fat and the juices to drip down so that it doesn't become a pool of fat. So just put it into the middle rack, Got a tray underneath to catch all the fat drippings. Basically, you set it to about 220, then turn it down for a while. Look out for the skin. Take it out, stab the skin a few times, and once it's nice and golden brown, take it out, and you have your roast pork. Okay, so now the roast pork is done. This is how it's supposed to look like, nice and golden brown. Very important when you cut your roast pork is to keep your knife dry, else the moisture will go into the skin and then you get soggy skin, which is not good. So if all goes well, the skin should crackle just like that. Alright, so you can see it's nice crackling down there, layers of meat and fat, which is good, which is what you want.
Okay.
So you should be able to hear the skin as you cut.
And what's this green sauce?
Alright, the green sauce is actually a chili sauce, a homemade recipe, which goes very well with the pork. It's slightly sour and, well, it has everything. Sour, sweet, salty, hot, heat. So give it a shot.
Okay.
Tell me what you think.
Well, it's really yummy. It's juicy pork meat and you can actually bite into the crispy, crunchy skin. So yep, I think it's pretty good.
Great, thanks.
So what other products will you be selling?
Okay, well, the latest one that I've come up with are homemade pork sausages. There's actually two flavors. These two right here are actually chorizo sausages, slightly spicy, with a bit of herbs. These two here are actually fennel sausages, non-spicy, with a nice fragrance. This is the fennel sausage. Basically, is as what it says, it's made with fennel spice and salt and pepper. That's all. Nothing else. No preservatives. Everything's natural. And one thing that is special about this sausage is most sausages you buy from the outside are made with fillers like flour and preservatives and everything. The sausages that I make are 100% natural. Even the casings are real pork intestine linings. So I go to the market, I buy the intestines, I strip the lining myself, and I make it into the casings. And it's an all-meat sausage, meaning that there's nothing but meat in there. No fillers, no flour, no preservatives, no artificial flavoring. Just meat and spices. Yes, that's right. Try the chorizo. What do you think? Alright?
It's slightly spicy, right?
Yep, slightly spicy.
And there's garlic, right?
There's garlic. There's a bit more garlic in there, which is what it should be.
What about the roast pork belly? I understand you have two varieties, right?
I have two varieties. This is the one that I've been selling all the while. Recently, I've just introduced a new flavor, which is the herbed roast pork. That uses rosemary and garlic, and that goes really well when you have parties. It goes with a mash or a pasta. Excellent.
Okay, what about prices? Is it affordable?
It is affordable. How I price it is the roast pork for a kilo. My pricing is slightly different. Usually you buy a kilo is a kilo of what you get. So mine is a kilo of fresh meat. Reason being is that meat shrinks a bit when you roast it or when you cook it. So it's a bit hard to gauge, and I want you to know how much you're paying for what you're getting. So it's 50 ringgit per kilo of fresh meat for the roast pork. So I'll buy the fresh meat 1 kilo and I'll roast it for you. Same goes for the herb roast pork, it's also 50 ringgit. The fennel sausages, I'm selling it for 4 ringgit a piece. But if you buy 4, it'll be 15 ringgit. And the chorizo will be 4.50 per piece.
So the Hungry Hog is definitely different from other online food businesses. It's homemade food that is both yummy and affordable. So I have now with me roasted pork belly and many sausages. For those of you meat lovers out there, you know what to do. The Hungry Hog is online. You can go to its Facebook page or www.thehungryhog.blogspot.com. If you want to place your orders, you can call or email. So that's it for today. I'm Alicia Mun and this is YNN.